Listen, I used to have this particular mindset that there were fewer projects anybody learning how to sew can partake in. I used to have that particular mindset. So I was like, okay, until you really know how to sew, there are like fewer projects that you can use to like either create or partake in or just to learn. There were like few, very few. Not until I understood, sewing. I'm still understanding it, but not until I had the true foundation of sewing, which is understanding the length, width, concept, how to take measurements. That's what I'm saying. I never thought that there were a whole lot of projects that anybody can create as a beginner. See, projects, yakba, like they have plenty projects. You can create simple bags, you can create simple hats, head wraps, you can create simple outfits if you really have the best and strong foundation when it comes to sewing. I stumbled on this particular video on TikTok. Let me show you.
Here's how you can make this top and this one in just 2 hours.
To make the pattern, you only need to measure around your waist and the length of the...
All she needed for this top was taking the measurement of the length of the top and the width of the top. And then she stitched this and got this beautiful top. So let me show you the process, because I decided to watch and practice and I created mine. So let me show you how I created mine, following her step. Very, very easy step. This is for beginners. So if you're a beginner, this is how you know you are learning how to sew. Grab your tape. Let's create this quickly, okay? Grab your tape, grab your fabric, and grab your elastic thread. Let's do this. First thing first, I will take the measurement I need for this top, which is the round waist, that's the width, and the length of the top. For my round waist, I will divide my round waist by 2. So after taking the tape around my waist, I got 29. I'll divide that particular number by 2. I get 14.5. And for the extra allowance I need for my ruche, I will multiply 14.5 by 1.5, and that gives me 21.75. The next measurement is the length. I'll place the tape on my shoulder down to the point where I want my top to sit, and these are the measurements I'll be working with. On my table here, I have my linen fabric, and I have gone ahead to fold this just the way I want to cut. I want to cut the front and the back piece together, and that is why I have 4 layers of fabric. Okay, I'm cutting the front and the back piece of my top together because they look alike. They're the same piece. So for that reason, I have 4 layers, which is 2 closed edge of fabric. How did I arrive at this number? The total width of my top after dividing my round waist and multiplying by 1.5, I got 21.75, which I went ahead to approximate that to 24. Okay, so I'm using 24 instead of 21.75. So because I folded my fabric into 2, I will say 24 divided by 2, and that gives me 12 inches. So 12 inches is the width I'm working with after folding my fabric into 2, and I'm going to be adding 3 more extra inches for hemming and any other thing I need to do on the top. So here is the length, 27, 26 plus 1 for hemming, and the width here is 12 inches, and you can see that I still have extra inches here for hemming the sides of the top. Okay, so make sure you understand how I got to this particular number, and make sure you have exactly what I have using your own measurement on your own table. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and cut out my fabric. This is what I'll be working with. The length and the width is exactly what I need for the top I'm creating. I'm satisfied. I'll just cut this out. I have two pieces, one for front, one for back. Let me show you what I mean. I have two pieces of fabric on my table. One is for the front and one is for the back. So this is one piece and the next piece is lying on the table. So this one is for the front or even for the back. So when I open it like this, I will have a total of 27 or 26 inches or even more. And this one here is for the back or the front. So it's just the same fabric cut into two different pieces, okay? So I'm going to confirm measurement again so you know the width and the length, okay? So for the width of my top, what I am working with at last, after all the allowances I've added, I have 27 inches, 27.5. And the length still remains 27, okay? So I'll go hem the width of my fabric, okay? The width, I'll hem that by half an inch. I'll fold this double times and sew, and I'll choose one side from the top and the bottom, or either sew the top or the bottom. I'll close this and then I'll go into creating my ruche. So this is going to be easier for us to join the top at last if we hem the sides first and hem the part that we consider to be the top of the upper side of our top, hem it too before we create the ruche, and then join the front and the back piece together. So once you're able to understand how to get the width of your fabric by taking your body measurement and dividing accordingly and then marking the length, you can just go ahead and stitch this. It is easy when it comes to stitching. Stitching does not need too much process. You just need to know what you're stitching and how you're stitching it, and that's it. When it comes to making something, taking the measurement is actually the most important thing, and marking the right measurement is important. Stitching is really simple. So at this point, I'm going to be marking the start points for my ruche and also the stop points for my ruche. I'm going to be marking 12 inches down from the upper side of my top, and this is going to create allowance for my sleeves where my hand will be sitting. And from that 12 inches, I'll come down by 6 inches and also mark the stop point of my ruche, okay, the ruche that I'll be creating. So if I place my tape on the top of my fabric, you'll see that I have 12 inches to 18 inches. That is where the ruche will be sitting. That is where I'll be creating the ruche, the gathers, okay, using my elastic thread. I'll go ahead right now to mark out the lines that I'll be sewing on to create that gathers, to create that ruche. And I'm doing half an inch apart, okay? I'm marking half an inch apart, and I'll be sewing on the lines that I create. Now, everything I'm doing right now, I am doing it at the right side, on the right side of my fabric, on the good side of my fabric. So I'll be sewing this ruche, I'll be creating the gathers, sewing on the good side of my fabric, okay? And that is why I am creating the lines on the good side of my fabric, on the right side of my fabric, okay? So it is easier for you to create these lines and take this to your sewing machine and stitch on the lines so you don't make mistake. So go ahead and create the lines before you take this to your sewing machine. So what I did on one side of my fabric, I'm doing on the other side. I'm trying to make sure that the lines that I would take to my sewing machine to sew on are really straight from one edge to the other edge. I want it to be straight, and that is why I am making the lines visible before I go sew. So let's go sew on the marked lines, and remember this is happening on the good side of the fabric. For this, I will be using an elastic thread. This will not be possible if you do not have elastic thread, okay? So make sure you get an elastic thread. And this elastic thread is what we're going to be reeling on our reeler, our thread reeler, like our bobbin. What we'll be putting inside our bobbin, we need to use the elastic thread for that part, okay? So not normal thread. The normal thread will sit on your sewing machine on top, while your elastic thread goes under your machine, your bobbin, okay? Just like I am doing right now. You see, while I am trying to reel my thread, I did not drag it. I just used my hand to take it round the reeler, and I just got enough, and then I put this inside my bobbin and put this inside my sewing machine inside on my sewing machine right here. And once I have that ready, the next thing is just start sewing on the lines that I have created, and this will automatically create an elastic effect on your fabric, okay? This is going to create a ruche effect on your fabric. So while sewing, I did not sew on the hemmed part of my width. You know, I hemmed my width. I double folded it and I sewed that in first when we started. Now I didn't start sewing my elastic I didn't start sewing on the hem side. I started sewing on the fabric itself, making sure I leave the hem side because I'm going to be stitching the two pieces together from that hem side. So I don't need to start creating my elastic from that point, okay? I don't need to start sewing my elastic from that point. I'm trying so hard to make this very easy, even though the TikTok video I watched was very, very self-explanatory. Like, she didn't have to go through this whole process, and I was able to understand it. Like, I was able to understand her process. Well, yeah, me here, see me trying to kill myself to make this very simple for anybody that is trying to do this project and you're new to sewing. I just want you to be able to do it. So now I am hemming the last part of the rough edges or the raw edges, which is the base of my top. This base is going to be acting as the bottom of the top, the base, and this is what I am hemming right now. I'm going to hem this, so we can go ahead and join the front and the back together to get the top. Really easy. We are almost at the end of the video. So repeat this on the second piece of fabric that we cut out. Make sure that the two pieces are looking the same, okay? The front is not different from the back, the same. And that's what I have here. I have the same thing on this piece. What I have on the other piece, I have on this piece. And we're going to go into the last stage, which is creating the shoulder and stitching the front and the back together, okay? So what I will do is I'll place the front and the back together, and then I'll sew like this to create where we sit on my shoulder, okay? I'll sew like this to create where we sit on my shoulder. So I'll use my ruler to create a slant on this point, and I'll sew on that line. I'll do the same thing on this other side. I'll create a slant line connecting from one side to the other side. Very tiny slant line. I will use my tape to calculate how much inch I have away from the pointy edge. So from the pointy edge, I have 1 inch to the slant line. 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and sew in these lines. And once I am done sewing in these lines on the both sides, this automatically creates a point that will sit on the shoulder. So this is where we'll be sitting on your shoulder, and then your hand will go through the other opening before the ruche, and the ruche is just going to be where sit on your waistline down to the length of the top. So I'll do the same thing here for a complete shoulder seam. So on the slant line, now I will go ahead and start stitching the front and the back from the ruche point, from the start of the ruche point. I'll stitch this in. Now remember that I have changed my elastic thread that is in my bobbin to a normal thread. Okay, I have changed it. I have a straight thread now, not an elastic thread. So what I'm sewing here is a straight stitch. Okay, even on the shoulders, what I sewed there was a straight stitch using normal thread. Okay, so I'll go ahead and sew the sides, starting from the start point of the ruche to the end point. Now the previous video showing you where I got my inspiration from, her top was a complete top without a side slit, but I decided to make mine side slit. I decided to make my own top have a side slit, so I stopped at the stopping point of the ruche. Again, I'll repeat that same thing here. So from the start point of the ruche down to the stop point, and I will back stitch, creating a slit at the end of my top, and that is it. Okay, this is how I was able to create the TikTok inspired top, and I loved it. This process did not take me up to 2 hours. Trust me, from taking my measurements to actually cutting and sewing it, it was not even up to 2 hours. Very simple, very easy, beginner friendly, and I feel like if you are starting and you are into making outfits, this is something you should try, just to make sure you are practicing and understanding what you're doing, okay, on your sewing journey. Use this kind of projects to practice. So anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this video is interesting. I'll be seeing you on my next one. Love and light. Bye, amazing creative. Mwah.